Hello YouTube, RGA Nick here, and welcome back to another video. I just got a request from Elijah to show how repeaters work in Minecraft, so I figured I'd make a quick video to show you guys some of the basics of repeaters and how it works with Redstone. RGA Nick here, and you're watching the RGA Minecraft channel.
Don't you have any extra nano doses?
Over and over and over again. The entire thing is going up in flames. Let's find out. Sorry again for the lack of updates. I'm still working on the Zarmon series. I'm actually in a new place today. I moved once. I'm going to be moving again here shortly. So until everything's pretty much settled down, then it'll be a little hectic for me. But I'll still keep putting out videos at least once a week. I'll try to get for more of them, but we'll see how that goes. But anyways, back to the topic. This is how Redstone repeaters work, for those of you who don't know. First, I'll show you a couple different sources of redstone current, and then we'll go from there. So the first one is just a simple redstone torch. And you can see basically what happens is you take your redstone dust and you lay it on the ground, and you can see they all kind of connect together in this little chain effect. And basically I'm just using the power from this torch to power up this line of redstone dust. So you can see it gets to here, and these blue blocks represent 5 spots. So that one's 0, 5 blocks, 10 blocks. And if we come up to this one, you'll see that at the 15th block it's lit up, and the 16th block is not. So that means from a torch it lights up 15 blocks. So if we pull our torch back for a second, and let's go to just like a redstone block and push that over, you can see that it also lines up with this last block here. So it pushes to 15 blocks as well. So pretty much all the different types of redstone current will leave that last block unlit. So the button there, the pressure plate, this lever, they all come back and line up with the 15th block. So they all throw off, you know, a 15 long current signal. And same thing with the tripwire hook. It sends it down. You can see that last block's not lit up there. And the only one that doesn't really do that, besides the daylight sensor, which I have a video of that up on anyways in case you guys haven't seen that, but this is the trapped chest, which you'll notice only lights up this first block here. So it only sends out a 1 block signal, which means if you're going to use a trapped chest to open a door or something like that, it would have to be right next to it, unless you throw in a redstone repeater. So I put this redstone repeater right behind the chest, and let's see what happens here. So if I open this up, you'll notice that it lights all of them up now, except for the last block, which is normal. So it basically is sending the signal 15 blocks away. So let me show you a little bit more how this works. Basically, the redstone power sources will send out a signal 15 blocks away. Now, after that, it's going to stop putting out the signal. So you can see right now it's kind of, you can see these little particles coming off of it, and these ones don't have this. So that means these are not powered. So let's say we wanted to continue this line of redstone along and power all of this. So what you would do is you would take a repeater, put it in, and it's now going to send the signal another 15 blocks. Because each time you repeat the signal, it will basically keep going for 15 blocks. So I should have, what, 19 left? Or, yep, let's see. On the 19th piece there, put it down, you can see it ends. So another 15 blocks and ends. So you could indefinitely extend a redstone signal. But just keep in mind that the further out you go, you have a possibility of these chunks unloading. So, I mean, there are limits to it, but that's basically how it works. So when you hit the 15th block, you throw in a redstone repeater, and you can have your signal go really far. So if you want to have a really long delayed door where you push a button and then it, you know, opens a door way far away, that's how you would do it. But now you can see here, we have a problem. This little area here is not lit up. And that's because redstone repeaters have an input and an output. So for that, I can show you that by putting some redstone down here. So if I put this torch behind here, the end where this little line points to, this is the input, and this here is the output. So if we tried to reverse this and put the redstone back here and put the torch in front of it, then you could see nothing's happening because this is the output, so you're trying to throw signal in, but it's not going to work. So that's kind of important to note. Something else that's important to note, which I'm not going to get into too much here, is these little, if you right click on it once it's down, you'll notice that that little bar there moves. And basically what it does is it delays the signal. So if it gets a signal, each bar you put it back, it's like it adds a tick or two onto it for a delay. So if you set them back, you know, actually I think if you do it back one, let's see if that works. If you do it quick enough, you can create a quick redstone clock. There we go. So pretty quick. I think if you go any faster than that, it just goes too fast and it won't keep up unless, let's see. Just try and see what happens here. Yeah, I think it's just, I don't really think, because it's not really delaying it much at this point. It does delay it a little bit, but not enough to create a clock out of it. But I'm not going to get too much into that because we're still talking about the repeaters themselves. So back to this problem here. Let's say you want all these lights lit up. What do you do for this? There's other ways you could do this. You could obviously bury this all underground and, you know, run little pegs off for each light. But the quickest way that I find to do it is, to basically use a couple more pieces of redstone and an additional repeater. So I just dug a little hole behind here, and I've got the redstone now feeding into this block, into this repeater. The repeater pushes power to this block, and now it lights up that. So to show you a little more about how that works is just with a quick example here. So if we take this torch and put redstone going to this block, you'll see that it doesn't do anything. It doesn't go through the block at all. But if we take a redstone repeater and power it facing into the block, it passes power into this block. So now this block has power. It pushes it out that side, it'll push it out this side, it'll push it out the top, and it will push it out to the bottom as well. So if we go under here, break that and break this, you can see that that block is now powered because this block is pushing power at the top, bottom, and all four sides there. So that's kind of something cool to keep in mind as well when you're messing around with redstone. So that's basically it. Like I said, you can just continue daisy chaining these things along in really long paths, and you can make some pretty cool stuff with that. And also, just so you guys know, you can use these to stop you know, redstone current from feeding back into itself. And what I mean by that is what you could do, I'm just going to fill this back in for a second, is let's say we want to extend the power here. Well, one thing you could do is you could take redstone back here and basically, actually we'll put it right here. So we'll pull power off here because this is still powered. We'll throw it into this block, and look at that, it powered this up down here. So you can see it's taking power basically from this line where it still had this signal, throwing it into this block, which is now putting power out this side, and then it'll kick it along here. But now this creates a problem, because let's say we go back here and we shut this switch off. Well, you'll notice that it's still glowing. And what's happening is this redstone repeater here is now providing its own signal, which outputs here, and then is feeding back in within this giant loop here. So it's powering this block, which powers here and comes back in here. So even though this switch is off, this redstone is basically still powering itself, and your switch really is going to have no effect on any of this. So it's not really doing anything at all, and it kind of will mess it up for you. So if you ever have that problem, you may have something like this where it's feeding back into itself. So to avoid that, that's why originally I came over here to where the power ended, put that there, and I had this little loop going around. Because what this is doing is taking this extended power, forcing it into this block, powering it, And since the redstone repeater only takes input from the back, even though the block below it's powered, it's not actually powering this because the signal is not coming in the back from this one. So if we come back here and shut this off, you'll notice that everything shuts off now. So it lights them all up and it doesn't create any loops. So it's pretty cool. I've had a lot of problems with that where I'll tap into the same line and get things overpowered and stuff, but it's a quick fix once you know what to look for. And again, like I said, this is going to be, I've only got 12 repeaters left, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I'll put 6 going in this direction, and I'm going to connect these ends, and I'm going to connect these ends here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to set all these on the far back setting, which is the longest delay that these put out. Oops. And what that's going to do is it's going to create not a super long clock, but long enough. So if I put this down and break it, you can see that the little current is going around in a circle, and the more repeaters you add, the longer it will take. So basically, if you wanted to have a piston automatically open and close, you could come put it over here. I don't actually have a pick on me, but actually you don't need one, never mind. So if I put this piston here, every time it hits that, nope, it won't, but let's put it here. There we go. So now we can sit here and have piston rides. Basically just stand here and it's just going to, every time it goes around, it'll power it. So there's a lot of cool stuff you can do with clocks and stuff like that. And that's how that works. Repeaters can be used for clocks. If I right click on these, bring them all back to their front signal, you can see once it hits that side, it's getting faster. And if I reset all these ones back to their default, it creates a pretty quick clock too. So I can go ahead and replace, some of these with redstone. Whoops, no, I broke it. But I'm going to show you something interesting. If you break the wrong ones, like right now it's going in a clock circle, but if I break this one and do it, the redstone connects to itself and now it creates a loop because this is powering itself. These are powering themselves. So to get around that, you would just break the redstone there, and then it's got your clock signal again. So kind of cool. Lots of different things you could do with this. I hope this helps you guys out, shows you some of the advantages and disadvantages of redstone and ways to get around some of the problems you might run into with it. But like I said, you can keep running redstone forever and ever and ever just by using repeaters. So really simple to do, and once you get the hang of it, it's a lot of fun. So hope this helped you guys. Let me know if you have any questions or anything else you want to see done, and I will see you guys again soon. Thanks for watching.